of the police vehicle. So this is the situation. The police is willing and ready to arrest any individual who will misbehave. And that warning came from the ACP, the divisional commander for Kaneship District. He is the one in charge of this election. Another guy has been arrested. Another one has been arrested, making about 4. So 4 people so far have been arrested for misconduct and obstructing the duties of the Ghana Police Service. 4 people have been arrested so far for distracting the work of the Ghana Police Service. So, wow. And people are pelting stones. Some of the delegates are pelting stones. Some of the delegates are pelting stones. So that is the situation. This is the current situation. Here, at the Prince of Peace, they are pelting stones at the police. They are pelting stones. The police are running for cover. They are pelting stones at the police. The delegates are pelting stones at the police. They are pelting stones at the police. The delegates are still fighting in a fisticuffs with the police, pelting stones. A very chaotic situation. Very chaotic situation at the moment. Very, very chaotic situation at the moment. Here at the Prince of Peace School, Bubuashi. Prince of Peace School, Bubuashi. Where the delegates. Oh, that's it. So the delegates are pelting stones. The delegates are pelting stones at the Ghana Police Service. The delegates are pelting stones at the Ghana Police Service. And we've been asked to withdraw and take cover behind the police. So that has been the advice from the Ghana Police Service this morning. Here at Bubuashi, Prince of Peace, where the NPP is expected to conduct elections for the Okaikwei South constituency election. And of course, the Electoral Commission have equally moved from their car, getting themselves ready to ensure that this election is conducted. So the police is clear in their minds that this election will go on. However, the delegates are resisting, saying it won't, because they are alleging that their names have been deleted from the register. And this is a situation that won't allow the police and the Electoral Commission to proceed with the conduct of today's election. So this is currently the situation. I can count about 4 people behind the police bucket, the police vehicle, who have been arrested for obstructing the work of the Ghana Police Service, and equally preventing the Electoral Commission officials to gain access to the venue. But the police is the Ghana Police Service that to maintain law and order, and you are resisting. The police for no.
At one, where's some to Sabia or fellow Samina? Our home gets
Okay, so this man is saying that he is not part of the people who are misbehaving and obstructing the EC from gaining access to the entry. But boss, we are executive Wahana.
Mayor organizer. People has been defranchised. Of which I'm telling them, when the agitation went on, I was here since morning 4 a.m. I've been speaking to them.
But there are those who say that you are a leader in this constituency. You must control your people. You have to work hand in hand with the Ghana Police.
Not me controlling the people, but the right thing must be done. The right thing must be done. I've been organizer for 8 years. I know the integrity of this constituency. You can't allow the NDC people to infiltrate in our album, of which I know them. And the people are here agitating. I'm just telling them they should calm down. The elections we were told that the elections will come on 30th. So why is it that the elections are coming on this Thursday? That no one is aware. That's what all of them are agitating.
But you held the leg of a police officer.
No, were you there?
I saw you. I mean,
you saw me. You saw me.
One of the police officers were really.
And the driver was also driving on us. Do you want me to die? If I have to die, I have to die with somebody.
You have to work hand in hand with the Ghana Police Service.
No problem.
Work hand in hand with the Ghana Police Service.
Oh no, I want fair. That's not the issue.
It appears the police is very disappointed in him because he's the constituency executive.
Constituency executive. You are condoning an illegality, so you know the truth. Why don't you speak the truth?
And what is the truth?
The truth is about 40% of the people have been removed from the album, of which the people are all agitating. As an organizer, I have to calm them down, of which we're all standing there. You say you saw it. The people said the car will not allow, of which I was there telling them to. And all of a sudden, the car moved. The only thing that can save me is to hear the policeman. So when you were there, you saw the police car driving on me. You know.
I saw that.
Do
you regret your actions, sir?
It's not about regression. It's about making sure that the illegality should stop.
Right. So 4 people so far have been arrested, including one constituency executive. He's the constituency youth organizer, and he's been arrested.
Constituency to destroy MPP. Masa, that one human, Oba so drying. Says you want to pataku human a criminal. Old album, we all agree that we are going to maintain the old album. But now, things has changed. That one human, where ye delegates, all delegates, old album now you see maintaining. That one human, and our constituency secretary, and our research. Oma for Kwambi also, a delegate 413 out of the album. The dead in the album.
But should that constitute? Fisticuffs and disagreement with the police.
In the first place, the police did not respect the law because we've served them an injunction, and a copy was shown to the commander. But he still insisted that he is going to make sure the election is held today. So in the first place, the police didn't respect the law.
You've been arrested. Do you regret your actions?
My regretting for exercising my never. My name is Ambrose Otuoya Bibi, a son of a man. So when yet to Abaman another dankwa. Just internal politics. Look at the police around. About 50 police personnel. Internal politics.
I see. So these individuals say they've not regretted their actions. They were defending the constitution of the party and of Ghana as well. And so even though they've been arrested, will be processed to courts according to the Ghana Police Service, they do not regret the action, even though, they were obstructing the lawful duties of the Ghana Police Service, who were ushering the officials of Electoral Commission to this venue to conduct their election. So there seems to be relatively calm. The police has managed to block the delegates, and now the Electoral Commission is equally setting up their polling booth to ensure that this election is conducted under peace and safeguard.
And those are the scenes from Okaikwei South. A lot of turbulence there as the constituency elections are in the offing. EC officials managed to get through the school's gates, but we saw the pelting of stones, the engagement, physical engagement of police officers, and more. Very sad situation. But let me come quickly into the studio right before we go on the grounds and find out what the latest is. 4 people have been arrested thus far. Raymond Akwa, who is also on our political desk, joins me right here.
It's not strange. Right from yesterday, the complaints are coming. To be fair, the rules are pretty clear. Now, the MPP Constitution in 17.2 says that the people who should vote in the, specifically, the people who should vote in the election are those who are being put together by the national constitution of the party. It talks about the constituents of every member of that particular polling station that were first put in there. So let's not get it wrong. A chairman of the Regional Council of Elders would together form the constituency's election committee.
Right.
When they form the election committee, next thing they have to do is virtually everybody who wants to contest will apply. If you apply, you go through the processes. Now, the process has been so detailed that it is shocking why we are having this happening on the ground when basically the guys who were on the old album knew fully well those who want to be there and those who should not be there. Now, every member of a political party.
But there is an expiration date.
Yes.
Why should we even have the promise that there are going to be new delegates and yet the old ones can also participate in the process? Because that is what they are alleging happened, which is why they also feel aggrieved.
Yes, but that's where I have a difficulty. Why would anybody promise anything beyond what the constitution of the party says are the qualifications for becoming a delegate?
And that is the grey area.
You cannot create your own delegate list. It's because we not also want people who are not even qualified to be there. That's why the party made it very clear. And let's not forget that not long ago, the General Secretary issued a statement detailing again, because this thing was coming up again.
Exactly.
The people who are qualified to not only be members of the election committee, members of there's a dispute resolution committee, alternative dispute resolution committee to the party.
Zumako has pointed out that if you have an issue, go there.
There are processes that rectify it within. In fairness, if the people as of yesterday knew their names were not even on the list, why didn't they petition the right bodies? Because there's
been talk today that some injunction has been sought and all of that. And the police officer, the ACP was telling them that if you have an injunction, you let the process go on. If you do have an injunction, produce it in court, and then it nullifies everything.
But to be fair, if there's an injunction already filed and it's served on the Electoral Commission officer on the ground, why should anybody proceed to do an election?
That is the question. But it appears that as of the time, the commanding officer there, the ACP,
they were not aware of any.
They did not have the copy to serve them. So that is where.
But this is not strange. It's because, and we should expect more of this happening in other constituencies, because two big things are going to happen. The MPPs are at the crossroads. Now, some members of parliament have been deemed to be very competent and have delivered on the job and ought not to be replaced. Others are also seeking the welfare of who should be the flag bearer of the party.
Right.
So these wonderful people that are going to be elected, they're going to be part of those who are going to participate in the bigger election of who becomes leader of the party.
And we'll come back to that.
Yes.
Because
so
it's interesting why
there are two fights happening on the ground. One for who becomes the member of parliament, and also a bigger one for who becomes the flag bearer of the party.
But we'll come back to that issue. Let's cross over to Okaikwei Parker Wilson now. He's also on the ground, and he's interacting with the police officers. Parker, so what is the latest that you gather from there?
Okay, let's go. David, we are going.
So we're connecting with Okaikwei Parker Wilson. The election supposedly is starting.
Currently at where the Electoral Commission has set up their polling booths, and you see the delegates who have queued getting ready to cast their ballot for this year's election. I mean, for the constituency election. And I will engage the divisional commander for Kaneshie District, ACP Kumi, who has been with me since morning. And I see a bit of bruises on his face, and some arrest has been made. But first of all, sir, now, where are we with the process? I saw you doing some inspection. Where are we with the process?
Okay, so far, as you said, we've been able to bring the few security challenge that we had earlier on under control. And then the voting have started. The delegates, from what we've been told, have accreditation. They've been given some form of accreditation cards. And therefore, what we do is we check the accreditation card from the gate, and then we allow you entry. You come, you join the queue, you vote, and then that's it.
So all the people here have accreditation with their cards. Is that what it is?
Yes, they all have.
I see. But I realize that in the midst of the chaos, you arrested some people. How many have you arrested officially?
For now, it's a security situation. The crowd are still outside there. I don't want to get them agitated. So I'll keep that one to my chest for now.
But can you assure the viewers and those who are home, perhaps who want to stay away from the trouble and later come and cast their ballot, that there is peace here at Okaikwei constituency, Prince of Peace International School, and that any delegate who has accreditation can come and vote?
Yes. You are a witness to what we've been able to do so far, and the situation is very calm. And anybody who is supposed to cast his or her vote at the Prince of Peace School within the Okaikwei South constituency, that person is welcome, and we are prepared to give the person the necessary security support for him or her to cast his or her vote freely and then go back to his or her workplace or the premises.
ACP Committee, thank you very much. He's the divisional commander for Kaneshi. I just saw the NP, Member of Parliament, Dakwa Newman, around. We are told that she just came around to also inspect the process. So there she is, inspecting the process, and you know that she has been alleged of, she has been accused of allegedly deleting names of some delegates in the voters register. So she's going through the process, also equally going to cast her ballot for the constituency election, and we are hoping that we'll engage her briefly after she's done with casting of her ballot. But all the delegates you see, those who have queued, are people who are here to participate in the election. There is peace, of course. At the moment, those who are fomenting troubles have been asked to stay outside until they come down and assure that when they gain entry to the premises, they will conduct themselves appropriately. The police will not give them the opportunity to be here. But those who are here have assured the police, and they have all the accreditation to go through the process safely. So the development or the update is that Okaikwei South constituency, the election has started, and there is peace here. And of course, the MP herself is also here trying to cast their ballot.
Parker, thank you so much for connecting with us, and still stay so that we can get a better understanding of what exactly is happening there as far as the process is concerned. But let me come back into the studio as we wrap, and from here we'll be going, bringing you some details about what is happening in the Subing constituency as well, because there are similar scenes there. When we commence with news desk, Kojo Brace will bring details of that. But coming back into the studio, did we just see a police officer, delegate? Did we just see that?
That's my problem. I'm confused.
Because we saw him, you had to tell me that
yes,
he is going to, and I said no, it can't be possible. But he actually went into a booth.
He took the ballot paper, went into the booth, appeared to be dropping in there, except he's conducting some other exercise that we are not aware of. But
this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
It's interesting. Maybe it's not taking neutrality allowance. Anyway, now Article 727 of the MPP's constitution is pretty clear. It says members of the constituency executive committee, those who form the annual delegates conference, that's the constituency's annual delegate conference, members of the constituency executive committee, all electoral area coordinators, all 5 police station executives from all police stations in the constituency, 5 members of the constituency council of elders, 5 members of the constituency council of patrons, and any founding member from the constituency.
Okay.
Except he falls within this criteria.
And even so one Delali J.O. says, hey, I can see a police officer voting as well, even on our live stream.
Yeah.
It is pretty interesting. We'll be bringing you news desk shortly with more from the Okaikwei South constituency, as well as the Subin constituency, where there are similar scenes, and it appears the constituency elections of the MPP are not going to be without some of these scenes. We're seeing quite a number of them even as we go. But maybe your final words, Raymond, as we connect.
I'm just hoping that they can control. So far, we've seen some isolated cases. Hope it's not nationwide, because the stakes in this election and the future of it is very important. Whether or not, and Isaac Osmes was saying that barely 2 weeks ago, whether or not the NPP is able to break the 8 is dependent partly on the internal elections and how people are aggrieved or are willing to support what happens at the end of the day going forward. So these are critical elections.
And of course, he was predicting a slim win in the presidential elections for the party. But on the back of this, we do not know how things will pan out. But thank you so much, Raymond, for joining the conversation. We continue on this beat. Don't you go anywhere. Stay with us, because News Desk is up next with Samuel Kojo Brace, and he will bring you more, especially as we focus as well on the Supin constituency and the same constituency elections in the NPP. Do stay.